The fall of the first day. In the dead of night, China launched its long-feared invasion of Taiwan. Hypersonic missiles screamed across the sky, obliterating key defense installations before Taiwanese forces could react. Cyberattacks paralyzed communication networks as Chinese amphibious forces stormed the beaches near Tainan and Hsinchu. The U.S. 7th Fleet scrambled to intercept, but Beijing had planned for this. Swarms of drone submarines and carrier-killer missiles turned the Pacific into a graveyard of steel. On the other side of the world, terror erupted in the streets of Los Angeles, Seattle, and San Francisco. CCP sleeper cells, long embedded strategically within American society, simultaneously launched attacks on critical infrastructure, evidence of meticulous preparation, precise execution with devastating impact. Power grids collapsed, internet blackouts spread, and explosions rocked major highways. Armed insurgents masquerading as civilians attacked police stations and National Guard armories, crippling the U.S. response. Under the cover of an Arctic storm, Russian and Chinese joint forces poured across the Bering Strait. Kamchatka-based hypersonic missiles disabled NORAD's early warning systems, and within hours, enemy forces landed in western Alaska. Russian Spetsnaz and Chinese special forces captured strategic oil reserves and airfields, paving the way for an overwhelming land invasion into Canada and the U.S. mainland. The northern border, long believed safe, became a new front in a war few had foreseen. President Archer, hastily evacuated to a secure bunker, addressed a nation in shock. The United States had never faced an assault of this scale in its history. "We will not falter. We will not fall. The enemies of freedom have awoken a giant," he declared. Yet, even as his words resonated through emergency broadcasts, the Pentagon reported that nuclear arsenals were on high alert, and satellite images confirmed the unthinkable. China and Russia were mobilizing for total war. The world's darkest dawn. By the end of the first day, Taiwan's defenses were crumbling. The U.S. West Coast was in turmoil, and enemy forces advanced south from Alaska. But America was already deeply fractured. Years of relentless psychological warfare, largely orchestrated by Russian intelligence, had driven the nation into near civil war. Political factions were irreconcilable. Violence had erupted in cities across the country, and trust in the government had eroded to dangerous levels. With Americans already fighting among themselves, the country was weaker than ever at the exact moment it needed unity. Europe declared emergency summits as NATO prepared for intervention. The balance of power had shattered, and World War III had begun. The fate of civilization teetered on the edge as the world held its breath for what came next.